him, and now we are managing him.
Just put that SOS, okay? They are sending it, okay? On the SOS number, that 400, just lock it, say that we are desperately in need in less than 1 hour and our pressures are dropping.
The story investigates as COVID-19 infections top 20 million in India. Scientists say that it threatens to prolong the pandemic because it allows the virus to mutate and spread. In a moment, Dr. Francis Collins, director of the National Institutes of Health, on how effective the vaccines that we have are against these variants that are out there. But first, correspondent Jonathan Seri reporting live on this for us, specifically for us in terms of the crisis that is unfolding in India. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi there, Martha. India is now experiencing the largest COVID surge in the world, and scientists are trying to figure out where a new variant first detected in India, whether that is what is driving the surge. The CEO of BIOTECH told reporters that he is confident the vaccine his company developed in association with Pfizer will offer protection against the Indian variant. However, his counterpart at Pfizer points out there's a problem.
Unfortunately, our vaccine is not registered in India, although our application was submitted months ago. We are currently discussing with the Indian government an expedited approval pathway to make our Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine available for use in the country.
With new daily cases topping 400,000 and a population of 1.4 billion, India faces shortages of everything from hospital beds for COVID patients to crematoriums for the victims. India's surge is affecting younger people. Scientists say it's unclear whether the variant is driving this or whether this is just the result of India having a younger population, often located in dense urban areas where they're exposed to larger amounts of the virus at one time. Either way, each time someone becomes infected with the coronavirus, the virus has another chance to mutate. So the surge in India should be a concern to all of us.
Those mutants could be much more deadly and then come back to this country. And if our vaccines don't work, then we have to start all over again.
And beginning today, the U.S. is restricting entry to non-citizens who have been in India within the 14 days prior to their arrival. Experts say that this may slow the spread of this new Indian variant into the U.S., but it cannot prevent it. Martha?
Jonathan Seri, thank you very much. Outside the CDC today, here now exclusively, Dr. Francis Collins, director of the National Institutes of Health. Dr. Collins, thank you so much for coming back today. Tell us what concerns you the most about what's happening in India.
Well, first of all, it's heartbreaking to see so many lives being lost, cases every day, 300,000 to 400,000, breaking new records. This virus, which maybe some of us hoped was kind of on the fading side of the curve, is certainly not doing that in India. And our hearts go out to those people who are suffering, and the U.S. is doing everything we can to send ventilators and oxygen and PPE to try to help. But obviously they're in a very difficult place indeed, and this new variant that your reporter was just talking about has got everybody kind of anxious about whether that's one of the reasons why there's such a dramatic surge in cases.
And do you believe that it is a new variant? And what about who this variant seems to be striking in India? Because we know the groups that it really has struck here in the United States with devastating impact. Older people, people who have obesity issues, all of that. Is that the same kind of profile in India?
It seems there's more of an attack on younger individuals, although older people are also very high at risk. This is a variant where we know the actual letters of its genomic code, and it's different than some of the others that we've dealt with here in the U.S. It is called B1617. They all get numbers. And this one has several mutations in it that you would predict would make it more effective in getting inside your cells if you happen to get exposed to it. We don't have really rigorous data yet to say whether it really is more contagious, but it's plausible that it would be, and also plausible that it might be more severe. for those who get infected. We have a lot of work yet to do because, of course, this is happening in India where everything is in such a crisis mode that it's hard to collect this kind of data rigorously.
So how and when will we know? I'm sure there are tests being done. If the Pfizer and Moderna and J&J, if they work against this variant.
So those tests are being done right now. I checked with my team this morning, first thing, to see if there was any new information. I don't have new information actually that's coming out of the labs quite yet. There is some encouraging signs, though. There is a vaccine in India called COVAXIN, which is a different one than what we're using here. It's not messenger RNA. It's not adenovirus. It's what you call an inactivated virus. It does look as if that vaccine works against this India variant. That's a good indication that other vaccines will, but we need to get that data. I think we'll have it in the course of the next week or so.
Yeah, two more quick questions for you, because I want to ask you about the teen vaccine that is being approved now. Your thoughts on that?
Well, since I have a 14-year-old granddaughter who really wants to get free of this cloud of not being able to be with friends and do other things, I'm hoping very much that we're on the brink of seeing that vaccine approved for 12 to 15-year-olds. Pfizer has submitted that data. The FDA is looking at it, and there's every indication that they're going to make a judgment in the very near future. And if that's possible, then 5% of the population who happen to be in that age group can start getting immunized, and getting immunized well before the fall, so that high schools will be in a better situation than they otherwise would be.
That would be great news. Did we wait too long to stop travel from India?
It's so hard to make these decisions in terms of trying to figure out exactly what the shape of a curve of a surge is going to be. I think that's not a decision that I had much to do with, nor would I claim to be in a better position than those who had to decide.
Dr. Collins, thank you very much. Always good to have you with us, sir. Thank you.
Nice to be with you, Martha.
Thank
Come
you.
back anytime.
Thank you. We'll look forward to that. Hopefully there's some more information on those tests and whether or not the vaccines we've got will work against these new variants, which obviously everyone hopes that they will. So moving on, a photo survey